But what they didn't know was that no one ever fought the claims because they were too afraid of Walmart. They should fight them because it was me that they were going to be dealing with, and I'm a realistic person, and a fair person. So I got the company to give the vendors a tool so that they could look at their deductions and see if there's some out there that could have been processed erroneously.
Matt Woolley Podcast.
My guest today is Bill Adams.
The one and only.
The one and only. Thanks for being here, Bill.
My pleasure. I can't wait. This will be fun.
Okay, so let's give a little outline, and you're going to have to... Now, normally I just have this here as a quick reference, but I'm going to have to utilize this. I like to introduce people and kind of give a little bit of their background. You have a long list. So let's just start from the beginning, from what I can see. Now, I know that...
Let me ask before you start, is this...
there's nothing that has a felony on it.
Is this G-rated or is this rated however you want? Because I've already got things rolling in my head when you said the list was long.
These questions are easy, and there's nothing here that shows any sort of record that the courts might see. Well, so we're in good spot.
Well, it was expunged, so you shouldn't be able to see it.
I have people in high places, Bill. Okay, so let's go through this.
I have a comment. All of my people are in high places.
All right, let's go through this. So, U.S. Army.
What?
District Director of Boy Scouts of America, Walmart Corporate Finance Manager, Walmart Direct Import Claims Manager, President, Armed Forces Foundation.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple, you forgot about that one?
That's what's
multiple restaurant owner, which we can talk about that here in a minute. President of Vendor Consulting Group.
Correct.
Owner of the Grove Comedy Club.
That's me.
Which I see you're representing today with your shirt. The owner of Lab Brewery. And you're also a pilot. Is there anything that I've missed?
I'm also a licensed general contractor.
All right, licensed general. Let me write that one down for future reference.
And I did that because I was building the Grove Comedy Club. And I had a lot of freight short contractors like HVAC and general construction, things of that nature, and electricians. I had all these friends. And I went to the city of Lowell, and they said, you have to have a general contractor, a licensed general contractor as well. So, no, you don't understand. I already have all the subcontractors I need. No, you still have to have a general contractor. So I checked into it. It was going to be $50,000 to hire them.
Sweet mother.
I know. So this was on a Wednesday. And then so Thursday, I started looking up what it took to be a general contractor. I found out that there was a test being performed on Monday. So I signed up for that test on Friday, studied Saturday and Sunday, and went down and got a 98 on the general license.
I don't know if you're brilliant or if it's easy to become a general contractor.
It's easy to become a general So I came back and, like I said, that was on a Wednesday. So Monday, I handed them my score. I said, I'm the new licensed general contractor. And I just saved myself $50,000.
It was nice.
I like saving $50,000.
Yes, $50,000 saved is always a good thing.
Right.
So just quick, because I don't know anything about it, by definition, what is a general contractor able to do?
He sits on his butt, and
nice.
he knows.
That's $50,000.
And he knows friends that are subcontractors, and he gets them all together for a project.
Okay,
it's somebody else's design.
Okay,
so
you're just a micromanager, kind of.
It's a macro
manager. So, excuse me, pardon my term.
A macro manager, but there are some technicalities to it, and actually, I'm not going to say that I'm a genius, but you can.
Well, if you're just not joining us, we're here with genius Bill Adams.
Who's not a narcissist at all.
Okay, let's go back. Where is Bill from? Where are you from, Bill?
Originally born in Germany as a military brat.
Really?
Jawohl.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And I lived my formative years abroad. But immediately, my father retired from the Air Force and settled back in his hometown of Holly Grove, Arkansas, which is where I grew up.
Where is that at?
It's down in the Delta near Helena, Brinkley, or Stuttgart, in that area.
I'm kind of close to that area.
Okay.
Yeah, 20 minutes south of Pine Bluff was where I was raised.
Really?
Yeah.
We used to have a comedian from Bottom Bluff come in. But yeah, her name was Kalana Spieler.
Okay.
She was great. She was really
I'll
good.
have to ask you about her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah. Oh, it was good. The that area down there, as you know, is pretty impoverished.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm on a board right now working to break the cycle of poverty for the people in Monroe County. We have 15 families, 27 young children, and we're trying to break that cycle of poverty. So yeah, it's called Monroe County Children Trust. Is what we formed up.
Well, you need to add that to your LinkedIn, Bill. I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things not on. A lot of things that should not be on my LinkedIn.
So what did you? So obviously, there is a.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, sorry. There is. Look, man. I do this for fun. This isn't. This isn't NBC.
Wait, I'm not getting paid for this. What are you laughing about?
Well, everyone's gonna think you're serious. I know you're not. Yeah. Always a pleasure, Bill. Always a pleasure. So, what was I going to ask you? Oh, here's what I was going to ask you. So, there's a different. You and I both know. I know you're going to know what I'm talking about. There's a different, mindset down there. It's good, wholesome people, but there's a different mindset. So, growing up, were you absolutely 100%? I still call it home, but
you should.
But there's a difference. So when you were down there, I mean, did you intend to break away from it, or is it just something that happened organically, or how'd that go?
No, my personality is I don't know. It was not ADHD because we didn't have it back then.
Right.
And but
it's cured with a belt.
Yeah, belt, whatever they could grab. Whatever was handy was hit. That's a hitting instrument, and it fixes ADHD or whatever it is. But no, I graduated high school a year early, and I went to college a year early. I was not accepted at the University of Arkansas because, well, I was stupid, I guess.
Where'd you go?
Well, the thing is, I couldn't pass the ACT.
Okay.
I couldn't. I just, no matter what. On the scholastic test that you take as a kid, all growing up through high schools, you take those.
Yeah.
I was always scoring senior college level on everything.
That's awesome.
But whenever I would take the ACT, I couldn't get above a 17.
Wow. Why is that?
I don't know. And so the University of Arkansas required 18. Arkansas State University didn't.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they accepted me on special admissions at Arkansas State, and after 1 year, I officially graduated high school. And but by then, I was able to transfer to the University of Arkansas.
Okay.
However, during that first year, I was a founding father of the Sigma Chi chapter of the University of Arkansas State University, the Sigma Chi chapter, and then I was also the mascot.
Really?
And I was very energetic in doing everything that wasn't schoolwork. But I wasn't very energetic in school. I transferred to the University of Arkansas with the sole intent of being the Razorback mascot. And got accepted, got transferred up here, and was named the alternate mascot for the University of Arkansas with Leon Deloche. And Leon would never give up the costume. There was only one mascot at the time. We have like 5 or 6 now.
So you're just in waiting?
I was always in waiting for about a year and a half. And then finally, whenever I did get my call up to go perform, he hid the costume.
Are you serious?
He did. And there was jokes.
Do you keep in contact with Leon?
Absolutely not. He's still in the area, so he'll probably hear this one day and say, that's an absolute lie. Well, you say it's an absolute lie. I've got my...
We'll have you guys on to debate it out.
All right, there we go. But now, he was a great mascot, by the way. Very, very great mascot. And I get it. He didn't want anyone to think that the alternate was him. Plus, hell, he was a foot taller than me. I mean, it's pretty obvious that it was not me, or not him. But I've been in talks with the university to rectify that error. And we believe that during the next homecoming, there might be an older person in the costume.
Is that right?
Maybe.
Well, you let me know, please.
Well, that's going to be one of those mystery things.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Anyway.
I'll have to keep an eye out then.
All right.
I'll see a height. I'll see a height difference, and then.
Oh God! Hey, what's the little rippy doing out there? No, that's the big guy. But yeah. So anyway, I moved up to Northwest Arkansas from the South. Love the South. The people there are so original and so real.
I agree.
But they, there's just, like you said, there's a certain mindset. And it's because everyone deals with the things that are in front of them.
Right.
Well, there are certain things in front of those people on a daily basis. And up here in Northwest Arkansas, we have a lot more different things in front of us.
Yeah, it's a big melting pot, a lot of different influence.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So, people say, well, they're slow down there or whatever. No, they're dealing with everything they have to do with to survive, to get ahead or do whatever they have to do. But in some situations, a lot of people can't get ahead because simply the opportunities aren't there.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to have a friend and neighbor who's now on the Supreme Court of Arkansas.
Is that right?
Who he and his wife saw potential in me and, basically helped me to get out of Holly Grove and break that cycle.
That's awesome. Well, let's talk career path real quick. So you've got an interesting career path.
It's not so much of a straight line, is it?
No. So define that.
As crooked as an Arkansas politician.
So let's define it. So tell me your story. So give me
all based off of need. Of course, I was at the University of Arkansas. Like I said, I enjoyed doing things that weren't quite academic. My junior year was the best 3 years of my life.
Okay.
And I enjoyed every minute of it, just didn't go to class. So I was on academic probation for a while, and then I actually said, and I was working 3 jobs. I mean, my parents gave me nothing to go to college. I had nothing. Nobody really helped me financially. I was doing it all on my own.
Yeah.
So when you have to work, you're not able sometimes to even go to class or keep up with the studies because you're too busy working. And it's one of those dynamics that are bad. But I realized somewhere after my second junior year that I didn't have the discipline needed to actually graduate. I don't have the discipline, but I do want to graduate. So the only missing piece was the discipline. Well, how do I learn self-discipline? So I looked into it. Well, Army is one great way to learn self-discipline.
Makes sense.
And I joined the Army as a enlisted soldier, but I had enough college hours that I was actually promised OCS, Officer Candidate School. Got to the basic training, excelled there, and then my paperwork was kind of messed up. They sent me to MOS training school for communications because that was my degree. And my paperwork was on hold, ready to go to OCS when George Bush declared war on Iraq.
So you were in Iraq.
Yes. And so they canceled my school. No big deal. They sent me off to Europe, Germany.
Nice. Okay.
Where I spoke the language and immediately became the public affairs officer as a battalion, but I was only an E4. Advanced E4, my rank is my college. But so from there.
Well, hang on. What was the experience like in the Army? Give me the nutshell of the Army.
Okay, so I was there in the Army for 4 years, 2 wars, 3 combat missions. I was a grunt in Incirlik, Turkey for Operation Provide Comfort for the Turkish rebels, or Kurdish rebels that were fighting.
Wow. How was that?
Not fun. That wasn't very bad. The first Gulf War, aptly called the 100-hour war, it was over pretty fast, and then it was just cleanup work. My second combat mission was in, I actually did 2 combat missions for that. The second war type thing was in Somalia, and that's where life got a little bit different.
So I had an uncle that go to that. Was a very interesting situation.
Yeah, you notice the tone just shifted.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
So I was there on day 1.
Really?
I was a recon soldier with the United States Army. We don't have recon per se, but I was classified for recon for the 13th COSCOM battalion, which had the 1st Cav and the 49th Transportation Unit, which is what I was with. So we went there first as a recon unit to figure out where we were going to go, what we're going to do. We took over the university compound, and then also we regained control of the embassy, and we kind of merged them together since they were right beside each other.
So it's pretty tense.
I was shot at more there than I was in Holly Grove, which is amazing. I was never shot at Holly Grove. But so yeah, I was in a combat scenario for 6 months. I was ambushed several times, and
They're a very lucky individual.
yeah,
Or strategic.
for the people who are out there, if you were part of the construction team of the Humvee, I thank you.
Oh, wow.
I used the Humvee to break through some walls and some other stuff.
That's awesome.
It was pretty intense.
That's awesome.
So, which I claim as was very awakening.
Okay.
And I decided I didn't want to keep doing that.
Right. Might want to change. Yes.
So, and there are some issues with some ambushes and stuff that changed my life. But whenever I came back, I wasn't very happy for a while. I'll tell you, I did come back to finish my degree finally at the university. I did 31 hours in one semester
Oh, wow.
with a 3.89.
I don't know if it's humanly possible.
Oh, it's possible. I can show people. They, I don't believe you. I'll go show you my transcript. They say, oh shit, he did. But then you also get to see in my transcript. Yeah, but he had a 2 point and or ever. All right, yeah, that's true. But again, not awake, woke. Which, by the way, getting my age, woke. I thought means being awake.
Right.
It doesn't anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's
No,
switch.
it doesn't.
Switch
Yeah.
does not mean.
Well, there's a lot of terminology out there that's not what it used to
You
mean.
definitely don't want to go to your mechanic and say you just blew a tranny. You definitely don't want to do that. I'm just saying.
Note to self.
Note to self. Note to everyone. Just be careful what you say. But anyway, I came back and I wasn't very happy. So I went out on a date, and the girl said, "You need to laugh. Let's go to the comedy club." And there was a comedy club in Fayetteville, and so I went. And
I didn't know that.
yeah,
There used to be a comedy club in Fayetteville. What was the name of it? Do you remember? No. Okay.
in fact, I ran into the owner. He came to my club because Rodney Carrington performed.
Yeah.
And he had Rodney there. Rodney first performed, I think, there.
Oh, really?
But anyway, so that actually brought me out of my doldrums, and I said, this is great. It's been very cathartic. And one day, I'm going to own a comedy club. I'm going to do that because I think it's very cathartic for people.
It's awesome. So so we're skipping a lot of ground here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. No, that's all right. No, that's the way it's supposed to flow.
Talking to RB.
No, I want to paint the background. So,
Okay.
So you moved from the Army, realized you didn't want to do that the rest of your life.
Correct.
And so,
And I did finally get an OCS, by the way.
okay.
And then my time was up, and I said, you know what?
See it. Sayonara.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So what was the transition there? So from Army,
Boy Scouts of America.
right.
I'm an Eagle Scout.
That's awesome.
And so is my son. There was an opportunity for me to be an executive with the Boy Scouts of America, basically a fundraiser, but also an organizer. And they sent me to Northeast Arkansas and then back down to Forest City. You know where Forest City is.
Yeah.
And so I did that for, I think, 4 years, and got moved back up to Northwest Arkansas. I got promoted up to here to become the first district director of the Northwest Arkansas region. And then decided, the life of poverty is not really
Not appealing.
appealing to me. I left poverty.
Okay.
I don't want to go back into it. And
Yeah.
then the job, it's a great job.
Fulfilling job, just wasn't paying the bills.
It's fulfilling for everything except the bank account.
Gotcha.
And so I left that and opened up an outdoor store.
Oh, really?
Adam's Outfitters. Oh, that's not on your list.
No, it's not on the list.
I had it for 5 years, and then we had an ice storm in December, which is our make or break month, and it destroyed us.
Okay.
So I'd actually bought out a competitor, and we were growing, and then December killed us. And then I had to file bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to show you that America is a great country, is that I filed bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm.
And the world's largest company hires me to manage their money. Thank you, Wal-Mart. Have a nice day.
Well, I'll say,
America, baby. Only in America.
well, here's the reality on that. I tell people there's some people that, which, they've tightened the screws on that over the years. But, I told people for years, look, bankruptcy was put in place by our founding fathers for a reason. And it's sometimes there's things that happen that we can't anticipate that shift our life around. And, thank God there's a system there that, keeps us from out of prison.
Exactly. That's right. We don't have a debtor's prison.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And to be very clear, I paid off all my local suppliers, the only ones who didn't get paid. In fact, I actually paid off my SBA loan on that as well. The only ones that didn't get paid were MasterCard and Visa.
Yeah.
And a specific bank who's no longer here. But we went to the bank and said, listen, I've got two loans, a lot of grant loan and this other loan. Can we combine them to make one monthly payment, and then I can survive through this? It'll be lean, but we can do this. And their answer back was, well, we talked about it. We're making more money with two loans. We're not going to solidify them for you.
Bad decision.
I said, oh.
They're wearing their bad idea jeans.
Right. And then I said, okay. Then when he filed for bankruptcy, they said, oh, is there anything we can do? I said, yeah, you can go back in time and change your mind and act like an actual partner. And so,
Nah, it is what it is.
much like Sam Walton, and I'm not saying I am like Sam Walton, but he had difficult times with his business too, and he had,
It happens.
and he when he went public, the one statement he said after that, I believe, was, "At least we can get out from underneath all these banks now."
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, his son now owns.
Right.
That's right. And so I swore at that point that I would never have a loan again, and I don't.
So let's talk Walmart.
Yeah, great company.
Okay. What about it? What'd you do?
I managed their money. I actually managed the physical assets of the money, the cash, just coming out of bankruptcy. And yeah, by the way, I was very upfront on my resume with them. Dennis Burchard, I remember him, hired me. And he says, yeah, your resume is up to date. Tell me about this bankruptcy. I explained to him. And he says, very honest and everything else. He came forward and said, yeah, you're hired. So, okay, funny enough, I had a friend who was a recruiter, and I actually interviewed for a job before that one, and I didn't get it. In fact, the job I interviewed for was a lower job, and I didn't get it. The job was basically editor for the tabloid that Walmart put in the Sunday newspaper.
Oh, okay.
And it would have been an editor. And on my resume, I misspelled the word communication. My degree was misspelled. And so they said, well, if you can't get your own damn resume right, odds are you're not going to get this. And so then I interviewed the next day for a higher paying job, and I got that one.
Nice. I didn't. Worked out.
Yeah, no, just misspelled. I blame Bill Gates.
He spell check didn't happen.
Spell check did not work off my own degree. Apparently, I mistyped it and hit accept or something.
And hey, it worked out stuff.
So I worked there. Then
let's talk BC. The vendor consultant.
So yeah, I found that forensics I was very good at forensics while I was there, because I would go back and look for all the money that was lost. Checks lost, money stolen, and I started becoming an investigator within Walmart, and they had a backlog of 8 years worth of losses.
Oh wow! And
I cleaned them all up. It took me about a year, but I found every bit of that money and brought it back and recovered it. And then they said, "Oh, he's very good at forensics, basically studying what happened." And so I got promoted to becoming a claims manager. Go back and find more money, improve systems. And while I was there, I automated the claim system, reduced losses, found a few things in the law that benefited Walmart, which on overseas shipping, and basically I brought millions and millions of dollars back to Walmart.
Did you get a bonus for that?
I did not. However, once I reinvented everything, I kind of said, well, I think I'm the only person on the planet that knows this. So I left the company.
In the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king. So that's where Vendor Consulting Group.
So I left the company and formed Vendor Consulting Group, not as an adversarial company to Walmart, but as a beneficial company for Walmart and the suppliers. What I'd found while I was a claims manager was that suppliers would, some of them would fail because of returns or claims or things of that nature, product recalls. But it didn't have to be. And a lot of them were going to buyers asking for price increases because the claims were killing them. But what they didn't know was that no one ever fought the claims because they were too afraid of Walmart. They should fight them because it was me that they were going to be dealing with, and I'm a realistic person, and a fair person. So I got the company to give the vendors a tool so that they could look at their deductions and see if there's some out there that could have been processed erroneously. Not negative in a way that, okay, we're trying to steal money, but sometimes, the Walmart system will look at something as a case count versus a pack count or an individual count. And it's how these are packed, it's how claims are sometimes made. So if the logistics piece wasn't 100% accurate, then the supplier paid for that.
Yeah.
And so what I said, well, we can go back and get that money because that money is actually owed to you. But at the same sense, let's also fix the problem. And so I started doing that. I was the only one doing it.
I was going to ask, you were the first, weren't you?
I was the first.
Yeah.
And we were the only one for about 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And then we were doing very well. I thought it'd take me 5 years before I landed my first, big client. Turns out right out of the chute, the small clients didn't see the value. The big clients said, "Oh, hell yeah!"
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And so
I know several people you've helped. Your name has come up, throughout the history of us being in retail design science. We get to meet a lot of people, and there's, when we start talking about who knows who, you've saved a lot of people a lot of money.
Millions and millions and millions of dollars. So yeah, we and up until like I said, about 6 years ago, I was the only one, and we were doing a great job. But we were working hard. But then somebody else, the old saying is, if somebody's doing well, somebody else is going to jump in. Yeah. I think there are now 14 different companies other like me. And because of that, Walmart has now changed their methodologies and their business model. So I've had no problem reinventing myself, obviously, over the last year. So now we're reinventing VCG, and we are spending a lot of money, a lot of resources on an IT tool that's going to be able to roll out hopefully in July. That will end up allowing every supplier, no matter how big or small, control their deductions and see a picture of where they're at and improve their efficiency and their money.
That's awesome.
And that's going to be the biggest thing for our company in 15 years.
Whenever that gets solid, come back. Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
It's going to be phenomenal. We're testing it now. We have a few pilot suppliers that are testing it, and they're going, "This is amazing." Yeah, there are other people out there that have IT tools, but nothing
like this
level.
That's great. Congratulations.
We're working through Mookster, who is
from here. Good company,
and they're part of the Walmart approved group.
Absolutely.
So
and a good company.
Yeah, they looked at it and they said, they want it. So they want to use it in their stuff.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. One more log on the fire, right?
Yeah. Not that I'm not busy enough.
Yeah, that's right. You don't have anything going on.
Right.
So let's talk about my favorite hot spot in Northwest Arkansas, the Grove Comedy Club. So you gave absolutely a lot of great acts. I've seen some of my favorite comedians there. I've seen just to name a few. I've seen a lot, but just to name drop Jim Brewer. Great to watch him.
Great guy. Great guy.
Loved his act, and I love that he did a meet and greet. Not everybody does a meet and greet,
right?
Which he's kind of blown up. Like he was already big, and then he came to see you, and then it wasn't long after dude was doing like Coliseums and stuff, which is great for him. He was such a great guy, sweet man.
We'll never see him again.
Oh really? Done?
Well,
fingers crossed. Who knows?
Who knows?
Hey, don't make me lose hope. John Lovins.
Actually, I take that back. I sent him a text a few months ago. I said, "Would you like to come back to the Grove?" And I think he said, "Yeah," or give me a thumbs up or something.
Yeah,
I got to go back and look at it.
Yes, please.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, John Lovitz, Rob Schneider. Did see Chris Kattan, not so much, but Chris. I've seen worse comics.
Yeah, and to Chris's defense, now his shows I'll admit, were not the best shows, but Chris has had a lot of medical issues that causes him a lot of pain, and in his neck, he broke his neck. And so he's on a lot of medication.
It was more of and I shouldn't have said it because I don't like to downgrade people. I loved his SNL stories, but it was more kind of like I would have experienced. It was more like a night with Chris Kattan where people were talking through like different the stories and stuff,
right.
and those were hilarious. There was some fun to it, but interesting character, and obviously SNL. I'm an SNL freak, so
we have a lot of it.
I know. You had Jay. I know. What's his name? Is it Jay Farrow? No, what's that? Yeah. You've had him, and who else?
Oh, God. The list goes on and on. Jake. Well, of course, all the greats. Rob Schneider, John Lovitz. I hate it when I get put on the spot.
No, that's all right. You've had a ton of them.
Well, we had Chris Farley.
Kevin Nealon.
Oh, Kevin
Nealon smoked it. I love Kevin Nealon.
Kevin loves our club. He's coming back every year now.
So
he says, this is my December spot.
Oh, really?
And so
you just gave it away, people. There's the exclusive December.
Oh, that's right.
December.
Yeah, the tickets aren't out yet. Yeah.
So, I will tell you something.
We have Michael Longfellow. He's on SNL now.
Mm-hmm.
We just had we had one of the writers that come on. Sheesh.
Yeah, I can't think. I'm horrible with names.
Me too. When you deal with so many of them.
They're right.
Shamira.
Yeah.
So she just came in and she writes, and I did a joke and said, hey, this is going to be an SL joke for, because she writes for the Weekend Update only. And said, it's a
Weekend
joke.
Update.
Weekend a Dave joke, and she looked at me and just went, nah. All right, fine.
Not happening. I've had some fun experiences in the club as well. And Steve, what's his last name? Heitner.
From
Seinfeld. Yeah, he was great. Great guy. He was hilarious. Got to meet him. And that's the thing I love about your club is that you have class acts. I've never been, and I've been going to comedy clubs since I could. Like even back in the day when I was younger in Southern Arkansas, if you wanted to go to the big city,
Memphis?
No, Little Rock.
Little Rock. Yeah.
Little Rock. We'd go. They had the Looney Bin, and when I found out that they let 16-year-olds in there, like I was there every week.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, right. And so I was there all the time, and so.
But 2-drink minimum. Remember,
we figured it out. But the minute that I found out, because I knew, which I'd like to talk a little bit more on that. We have to watch our time, but. The minute that I found out you were fixing to transition to a comedy club, because it was just the old restaurant. But I remember when you started dancing with the idea, and I was like, man, I just had a feeling like knowing you and your background, knowing kind of how you handle things, I was like, this is going to work. And now, I would have never anticipated that you put it in the middle of Lowell, Arkansas, which every time a comedian comes on, they take a jab at it.
Yeah. So I was, of course, we were in Rogers in the strip mall. We started the club, sold out every show.
Right.
80 seats. Who can't sell out 80 seats, right? But I was recruited by the then mayor of Lowell, and they said he really had a vision for Lowell growing, and he wanted entertainment, wanted restaurants, and...
Well, it's really a perfect spot when you think about it as far as being... Yeah, it is.
That was one of the selling features, right? And so he said, we have all this land and everything else. I started looking into it, and I saw this building, and it's been there for quite some time. But he said, we're going to make it easy for you in the city of Lowell, and he did. He did. So it was great working with them, except for of course, I had to become a general contractor.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the mayor didn't win the next election. Mm-hmm. And so things were not quite as easy as they once were.
Right.
We had predatory
These things happen.
issues. But these things happen. We'll move on. And there's another election in 2 years. But anyway, so and Lowell, I looked at it, and it was easy accessible from the interstate and on Segway and Business. So I said, let's do that.
It's a great location. Right. I mean, it sticks out like a sore thumb, tue.
That's what you want.
I mean, yeah.
What you want.
And you've had greats on there, too. Yeah, that's another thing, too. Most notable, bring up Dusty Slay.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a regular there. I mean, you got his face on the side of your building. And a huge comic, huge Netflix special. And I love the fact, too, in the Netflix special, he mentions coming from your club. One of the people that are watching it abroad, all over the nation, they don't know, but he talks about him and a group of his comedian friends coming from your club and then going to get coffee at a place that used to be called Cowgirl Coffee, where girls used to dress in lingerie and serve coffee.
Miss that place.
They had the best drip coffee ever.
Oh.
Yeah, and the thing I love about your club too is the fact that there's plenty of people. It's a good audience, and people most of the time know how to act, which I'm sure the comedians. There are a few occasions, but I mean, I've been to comedy clubs all over the nation, and honestly, it's such a just great atmosphere. And on top of it, you're right there. There's not a bad seat in the house. There's not.
We had comedians come and help me design.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, just because I wanted their input on how best to lay out a room. Because we gutted that entire building.
I remember that it was an extensive construction.
Yeah, so we gutted. I mean, absolutely everything. The only thing we had were 4 walls, and so we took everything out and said, all right, now we're starting from scratch. How do we want to make this look? And then we've adjusted that design a little bit. We've taken the wall out since then. Rob Schneider said, don't take this wall out, add 40 more seats, and you'll get more comedians come here. And he was right. He also helped pay for that construction. He did a show for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I gave us.
Dude, that's awesome. That guy. So, not to steer away from that. Let me talk about him for a second, because I'm a total fanboy. And there's a couple of I need to ask you a couple of questions. We've got as well, but I will say this: I love the fact whether you agree with him or disagree with him, he doesn't hold back. He's outspoken, and he's hilarious. He's absolutely hilarious. And personally, growing up, like SNL, that cast of him and Sandler, David Spade, Chris Farley, Kevin Nealon, Phil Hartman, all the greats. I mean, you'll never get an SNL cast like that ever again.
Right.
And he's the only one that I haven't actually come into contact with, because I've talked with Adam Sandler before. I've talked with David Spade for a split second. Kevin Nealon, too, at your club, just for a split second. Schneider, the elusive Schneider, I just missed him. We saw him in, I met those guys just out of happenstance at the, in Tulsa, at, I think, is it the Riverfront or River something club? I don't know. I can't remember what it was. It was the last. Yeah, but it was the last show of the Here Comes the Funny tour.
Oh.
And we just caught it by accident. Anyways, but what I was saying about him, and I assume he's the same way, is that they're all just humble dudes. They're really nice, just laid back.
I've yet to have a bad experience with any of the comedians. Now, some of them, I don't know if I'll go out and party with them again. Some of them are a little bit much. I've had, let me say this. haven't had really a bad show, but I have a few comedians that might not be invited back. Mm-hmm. But that's very rare. Mm-hmm. We're about to have our 1,000th show.
Oh, wow.
1,000.
When is that?
I've got to put pen to paper. I mean, my system says I'm at 1,034 events, but a lot of those events are like
Razorback stuff.
Crafting at the brewery and things of that nature. They're all tied in. So I've got to go and dissect and pull those out. But I would say we're probably somewhere about midsummer. We'll be at 1,000 shows.
That's awesome. You need to make it just a blowout. Do it.
I'll do it.
All right. Okay, so let's shift real quick.
$1,000 tickets. All right.
So let's shift real quick from the comedy club to Goat Lab. We're getting close to time.
You make me cry.
How did that make you feel?
Oh man.
Okay, so first, let's talk about Goat Lab real quick. So why did you start Goat Lab?
Because beer was getting expensive. No,
beer was so expensive that I started my own brewery.
Yeah.
It's delicious beer because I have had it. You've had it. In a couple of times where we've gotten together, I've had it on tap. It's delicious, and also let's give a quick plug for bringing me this 4-pack.
Hey, can everybody see this on the video portion?
What we'll do is we'll blow it up and we'll put a picture in there too. So we'll give you the endorsement. This brought to you by Goat Lab Brewery. How about that? No, perfect.
So this section, right? So this is the Hefeweizen. So you'll notice that I don't pronounce certain German words like everybody else because I actually speak them correctly.
And
one of my first languages was Germany.
Right.
It was German because I lived there. I was born there. Like I said, my formative years were there. I went to Germany having never taken a German class, and within 30 days, living there in the military, I was speaking German and came back pretty fast.
That's awesome.
And so there's a joke that goes along with that, but it's too long. I'm not going to worry about it. But we specialize in just German beers, mostly German beers at our brewery.
How many beers you got?
We have 13 right now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We're about to expand into a new type of market, a distributing market. But
with who? Can you say?
Well, whichever good distributor brings us on.
Okay.
And it's not, they're not our seller, right? I'm the seller.
Right.
They are just a logistics company.
Right.
But most of the logistics company.
Well, I was asking that
want all the money
as a side because I can kind of figure out who you're going to be playing with. Is there a particular retailer or anything like that we can anticipate these in anytime soon?
Well, to my chagrin, Walmart already wanted us in all their stores.
Okay.
And then we told them no.
Okay.
Because at the time they wanted us to go through a distributor. And guys, we self-distribute. In Arkansas, a brewery is allowed to self-distribute. If you manufacture here, then you can distribute here.
Right.
And they wouldn't stand for it. I said, well, okay. And they're kind of mad at us. And well, I'd rather be mad at us than us do something wrong.
Right.
And not roll this out correctly. So we'll still be here next year.
Okay.
And if you guys want us, we'll be here. And their answer back was, I don't think we're going to want you ever.
No.
All right, well, that's fine. I think they're going to want us. We're about to do a deal with someone for a branded beer that's going to benefit the NIL for the University of Arkansas.
Oh, nice.
It'll go statewide. And
we can't talk about those details right now.
As soon as I signed that contract letter today, I'll talk to you about it.
Okay.
But the other thing is I have a contract and another company with John Lovitz to do a non-alcoholic beer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Called Liar's Beer.
Oh, dude. From the skit.
That's right.
That's awesome.
And so...
oh, man. That's awesome.
Phil Hartman's son, Sean Hartman, is designing the label.
Is that right?
So
full circle. That's awesome.
It's a family thing, right?
That's incredible.
And so right now we're going through the development of the beer. The University of Arkansas is developing their own yeast strain for non-alcoholic beer. And so I'm meeting with them to work with that so that they can also be published, because this is the best part. The Food and Beverage Magazine, the biggest magazine in America, wants us on the cover.
Oh, dude, that's smoking. Congratulations.
Excellent. I met with the owner while I was in Vegas last week. In fact, he took me to Motorhead's whiskey release, and I got to meet Quiet Riot. Dude! I got in a photo I'll show you. But yes, there's only 30 people in the room. It was very intimate. I got to say hi to them. And
I saw the stars of the bass. I love the bass.
I was wearing Razorback red. Everybody else is wearing black leather. Well, I don't belong here. But anyway, so all stars are aligned when it comes to this beer. And this beer is just good, wholesome beer.
It really is. It's good beer.
We everything is lagered, which, a lot of people want to push out beer fast in ale form. We think the quality of a beer speaks for itself. And so in order to have good quality beer, in my opinion, and only my opinion and my son's, is that we have to lager it. We have to keep it and get it so that it's easy to drink. Yeah. We don't want high alcohol content that puts you on your butt after 2 beers. Mm-hmm. We have some like that, but most of our beers are in the same range of about 5 to 7%. Mm-hmm. And they're great quality, great ingredients. And we're working on developing a rice beer from Stuttgart, Arkansas.
Really? Coming full circle.
Well, absolutely. Budweiser, it's a rice beer, and it gets its grain from Arkansas.
Does it really? I didn't know that.
And it gets its barley from my wife's uncle's farm up in Montana.
No joke.
So it's like, all right, well, hold on.
Yeah,
why am I not capitalizing on my uncle and my roots? And so we're gonna
really makes sense. Well, that's awesome. Well, quick personal plug. If you've never been to Goat Lab Brewery, go to Goat Lab Brewery. It's a fantastic. It's great Northwest, and it's right beside the Grove.
Right? So convenient.
So you can grab a beer and then go across the road, watch a good comedian, and get the same tasty beer.
And right, we have pizzas there in the
Great
brewery.
pizza too.
And if you want, you can take the pizza to go and bring it to the Grove.
Who does that? Bill Adams does that.
That's right. But don't bring anything from Olive Garden or anything else. That stuff will sit in the car all night long.
Okay. We've only got a few more minutes.
Right.
So I
Lucky
want...
you.
Okay. Again, always a pleasure, Bill. So I want to ask a serious question. So your self-starter guide's obvious. It's obvious. Where does it hurt? No. That's horrible. So you're obviously a self-starter. We can pick it up from anything from the general contractor to the Grove Comedy Club to. Oh, and you also, real quick, I forgot, you own another restaurant in the area too.
I
haven't had you
half
yet.
owned, almost half owned with Chef Wal-Mart, Bienvenue, the top French restaurant in Arkansas.
I keep needing to try that.
Good luck getting a reservation.
Okay, yes. Well, there was one time that we looked and it was like, what? So.
I have a tough time getting a reservation in my own restaurant.
Well, you got a good thing going.
Yeah.
Okay. So all your endeavors, you're defined as an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So what is the best advice that you could give an entrepreneur? A very open-ended question.
Yeah, that's tough. Don't be afraid to fail.
Mm-hmm.
I've failed. Don't be afraid of naysayers or anything else. And you have to ignore people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when they say it's not going to happen, just ignore them.
Does that drive you harder?
No, what drives me, it comes from being a poor boy in Arkansas, Southeast Arkansas, wanting to get out of something, and then the military training of the discipline, the self-discipline, just to keep moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, when you're in combat, keep moving. And so those things are ingrained in me, that just never stop. And I saw in the military people retire after 20 years and literally go home and die within a month, just because they stopped. Mm-hmm. And you look at anybody, people who just stop, they die. Mm-hmm. I mean, Biden better not sit down. Yeah. But so I'm always doing it. And so my wife will say this, is like, I don't know if she appreciates it. So what's going on next? We're waiting for Bill to do the next thing. And so
I bet Rhonda really appreciates that.
Well, it adds a little bit of variety. Of course, she is a math professor, right? So very different discipline than me.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so
totally different personality there.
Oh, 100%, 100%. But, those opposite features do work out. Mm-hmm. So she's the yin to my yang.
That's all right.
I got a lot of yang.
Okay, last question. What gives Bill joy? What brings you joy?
That's a tough question. A lot of things give me joy, but I don't know. I always think I don't deserve joy yet, so I should have to work for that. Okay. But when my kids are happy, I'm happy. If my kids aren't in trouble, aren't in jail, I'm happy. When my dogs are sitting next to me and not jumping all over the place, barking, that makes me happy. But I like sitting down with people and having real moments. Like Rob Schneider, I will go out and grab, glass of wine or food, or Greg Morton, the guy on America's Got Talent. Yeah, he'll come over to the house. We'll watch a movie on TV, and we just hang out.
They're real people too,
100%. And I think that's the reason why they like coming back to my club, is because I treat them like real people too. Mm-hmm. When they get here, and they every time they first get in the vehicle, that they're giving me a shtick, and I know it's a shtick. I've heard every comedian. Mm-hmm. The first 10 minutes is they're giving me a lot, and I let them do that. And then afterwards, say, okay, now that you've done that, so how's the family? or what do you want to do while you're here? We'll go fishing, and we're going to do something. And so I'll tell you that Rob Schneider's coming in for a week again.
Oh, is he?
And
Good.
he's bringing his whole family. We're
When
going to
is
go
this?
fishing.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
In August, yeah.
August, okay. August, that's awesome. Family. What advice? You're a family man. You love your family. You love your wife. What's the best piece of advice you can offer regarding family?
Oh, thinking of Howard Stern. I love my wife, love my kids, love my money. Love my wife, love my kids, love my money. Family. Yeah. Families are difficult everywhere, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you think it's one family unit, but then after a while, everyone's got their own opinions. And they don't quite want your opinion anymore. They got their own, and yours is not good anymore. So I'm at that age right now where they're all kind of doing their own thing, but it's my fault that they're doing their own thing, and so it all comes full circle. I didn't have a great relationship with my father, but toward the end, he passed away, so that made it easier.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, so I'm sure I'll pass away at some point. My kids will have a better life. I don't know. But no, they're good kids. We get along pretty much. We talk. Of course, my son works with me in the brewery.
Yeah, that's great.
He took it over for me. He basically kicked me out.
Running the show.
But now I'm trying to get him not to be a micromanager, and he has a tough time not being the hero. He wants to go and brew. He wants to do this. And so he needs to stop and let other people do stuff so they can have ownership in the business as well.
Bill, do you have any jokes you want to tell before we leave? No jokes?
I already told the joke.
You sound a lot of them here.
Do not tell a mechanic that you blew your tranny.
Awesome.
I've written a lot of jokes over the time, and I featured for some comedians, and they're fun.
Awesome. Bill, thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Appreciate
It's a pleasure.
it.
All
Always.
right, enjoy the beer.
Well.